Well, hello, church family, and happy Easter week. I'm sending you this recording from my home where, like many of you, I'm doing my part to flatten the curve and work from home. Easter week is typically a big week for God's people. And just because we're quarantined doesn't mean Easter is canceled. On the contrary, Sunday is coming. Every day can and should be a celebration of the life and death and resurrection of Jesus Christ and our union with Him through faith that leads to new life for all of us. We're going to be talking more about that union this coming Sunday. But I wanted to update you today on where our church stands with the stay-at-home order and how that's going to affect Easter and the month to come. So the admin team and the elders met last night to discuss how the governor's extended stay-at-home order should affect us. We continue to take a posture of submission to our governing authorities. We really want to heed the warnings that have been put out by our governor and by our president. And we also want to love our neighbors. And right now, our meeting could spread this disease. And we don't want that for our families. We don't want that for the families that you come in contact with each day. We don't want that for the families that surround our church. And so we decided to keep the church closed through Saturday, May 2nd, in compliance with the governor's May 1st date. We all know that things can change, and it's entirely possible that that date will end up being extended. But at this point, we want to walk side by side with our state, keeping things closed through May 2nd. But just because the building is closed doesn't mean that you can't be the church. I want to encourage you to join our Tuesday night Zoom prayer meeting at 7 p.m. or the Facebook group Whipple Growing Together, or the Zoom Men's Bible Study that meets Thursday nights, or the new Women's Zoom group that's planning to start meeting this coming Saturday at 9:30 a.m. These are all great ways to stay connected while we're disconnected. And we are praying that we can see each other face to face really soon. So obviously this news is going to affect our gathering for Good Friday and for Easter. But we do have some solutions for that can still make Easter week something special for us. Times like this remind me how good it is that we are part of a larger denomination, the Christian and Missionary Alliance. Over the last month, we've gotten prayer and support and encouragement from our district office and our national offices. I'm glad to be a part of this CMA, especially in this season. There are over 80 Christian and Missionary Alliance churches in Northeast Ohio, and one of my favorites is Grace Church in Middleburg Heights on the west side of Cleveland. Pastor Jonathan is a godly man who loves Jesus and is intentional about seeing the gospel lived, loved, and shared. So this Friday, Grace Church will be hosting 4 live Good Friday services online at 4, 6, 8, and 10 p.m. In addition to fabulous worship by a nationally known worship team, the president of our denomination, Dr. John Stumbo, will be sharing the Good Friday devotional. I hope that you can join in one of these live services. I believe it will be so encouraging to you. Attached to this bulletin, you will find the login information and the link to join one of those services Friday night. I hope you and your family can enter into a time of worship and reflection and remembrance around the sacrifice and beauty of the cross of Jesus Christ. If you need help getting connected to that event, would you please contact Aaron or Teresa or myself? We would be glad to help you. So Easter is going to be very different as well since we're separated from each other, and I really am sorry about that. We're going to release another recorded sermon with a focus on Easter, and that's going to happen Sunday morning as always. But we will also be attaching a special time of worship from Jason and Libby Neal. You've probably seen several artists doing music live from their living room, and the Neals want to provide a recorded version of that for us this coming Sunday. We also want to celebrate communion together. Last week I encouraged you to get some communion elements together, just some simple juice and crackers, And if you're not able, that's okay. You can still join in the remembrance with us in spirit. But we also want to provide another way for you to get the communion elements if having that physical reminder is really important, but you're reluctant to head to the store like me. We've secured some self-contained communion elements that come pre-packaged, juice and cracker, all in one tiny little container. If you would like to safely pick up one of these containers for each member of your family, you can do that Thursday from 9 to 5 p.m. at the church. We'll have the individual communion containers safely set out with gloves on a cart in the breezeway of the church with the doors wide open. The only thing you'll need to touch is your communion containers. And then during the message on Sunday, I'll lead us to take the elements together and remember the goodness of Jesus dying and rising for us. Again, if you have any questions, please contact us. Finally, I just want to thank you for your faithful giving to our church. Many of you are choosing to give online or through the app. Others are mailing your check in. Either way, it has been a huge encouragement to our admin team, to our elders, and to the staff in particular to see you giving generously in a hard time of life. It shows us that you are trusting Jesus with some of the most valuable and important things that you have. It's showing me that you treasure Jesus more than anything. And I just want to say thank you and keep it up. Our God is faithful and is so very good. He proved that when he willingly went to the cross to die for our sin. He proved it when he came back from the dead to give us new life. And he proved it when he prepared a place for us in heaven that we will go to someday. And I also think we are becoming more convinced than ever that Jesus proved his goodness to us when he gave us the church, each other. He is good. Thank you for trusting him with yourself and with your family. Church, you are loved. So very loved. Happy Easter.